But I received this letter on October 14. Here's the date. I received this letter on October 14, 2014, and it was done on July 9, 2012. What did this mean? It's the proof of the conspiracy corruption that generate the organized crime, regional and international, that generate the 5 Lisa humanity cases. This is the proof of everything, that tutela legal of Arzobispado of El Salvador has the only right in all the world to solve the situation, and they didn't. They planificate our elimination and confiscate our assets because they have politicized the case when they never could politicize the case, because we are both diplomatic status and because we are both apolitical. They couldn't politicize the case at all. Never. And that is not enough. I sent a letter dated July 25, 2014 to the judge Thomas P. Risa of New York. And the reference, as you can see, is the reference, as you can read it, is OEA case P1312-06 and 3854 UDV-09 and negotiations with Argentina. What does this mean? That Switzerland is the responsible to pay us in a lump sum everything permanently, because Switzerland denied the diplomatic representation in the OCRT tribunal. And that's not enough. I went to the Guatemalan embassy in El Salvador and I was interviewed by the ministry Escobedo to check out this proof of the Organization of American States with this proof of the multiple violations of all the laws that has generated Salvadoran chancellery up to the Supreme Court Justice of El Salvador. So they cannot come to my home to capture us, to formulate any charge at all, because we are victims, we are innocents that have been utilized by Aníbal Gómez Iglesias and Zoila Blanca Flor of Cope Andes 21 June 21st. So what this means is the conspiracy corruption that we announced to the General Treasurer of El Salvador, Corte de Cuentas, and auto de admisión. That means that they have in his power all the proof, as well as the judge of Tonacatepeque and the judge of Payua. What this means is that from now on they cannot tell me that I need to justify this in a judge or to make a trial to prove all this, because the Attorney General of El Salvador has already decided, took a decision to send me in an exception state a mandatory notification. What that means? Corruption! Corruption! position of the general attorney, the past, not the present. So that means, world, I need you to judge that who has the proof has the reason that we are not mentally disabled, that we are memory loss because of a medical execution and because of a torture. That this demo front of our house has implemented a chemical pupusa with certain chemicals that cause a fibromyalgia state. That doesn't mean that any government of the world can utilize those papers that were fabricated, that were utilized in an illegal and fraudulent fraud situation when they have abducted my medical history in El Salvador. Why? Because they alterate this medical history. They did it because they don't want to pay us anything. They want to kill us and to continue robbing, stolen all our assets. Because they are criminals, because they are robbers, and because they are corrupted people, and because they all are crazy. Those are the crazy people, not us. Those are mentally disabled, not us. Because only a mentally disabled person can, with premeditation, commit a crime as they commit a crime against me, my husband, and my servant, my mother, and my father. Because they haven't only executed me, they have execute my mother, execute my father, and this was translated to a 5 humanity lesser cases. I am making this video for all the world to know our case, because I am not in condition of repeating and repeating and repeating as a parrot this situation. That's why I have shown you the documentation that proves the conspiracy and corruption of all levels. So this means that with this letter sent to his demo, they can never ever apply the law extensión de dominio in Spanish, that is that they take of your assets. It's a law of the, because they want to utilize my apartment in Africa, saying that that apartment was related to the drug and narcotics crime. Why? Because Mauricio Funes Cartagena publicly on television said all the properties that are related to the narcotics and drug situation, the government will have to take these assets. This is organized crime, regional and international. So, with this, I am protecting from now on all my properties, protecting the life of my husband, protecting my life in El Salvador or around the world. Because the implication is serious. The implication of Bayer ahead of Leverkusen, Germany. Why Bayer AG of Leverkusen, Germany is implicated. It's implicated because of the lawyer that made or produced the will of my father. Why Germany is implicated? Because we are Germans. Because we belong to the Protocol of Geneva that has been made in Germany. We are both Jews. I sent a letter to the Israeli embassy in El Salvador to communicate that. I have sent a document with my lawyer
to
the Bank Agricola. So the Bank Agricola has committed the Espionage Act that provoked the boycott, the complot, and fraud with the OCRT tribunal. The Bank of Agricola has to solve all what is stated in the act. And they haven't done it, but they have to do it. When I went to the Guatemalan embassy, the Guatemalan embassy never ever gave me the act that ratified the organized crime, because the Guatemalan government thought that in 72 hours, if they don't give me that, all this will be in the drain and everything was lost. But God has punished them with this proof. The Guatemalan embassy and the Costa Rican embassy have been punished with this proof, because this proof means the conspiracy and corruption for elimination and confiscation of all our assets illegally, fraudulent, and it cannot proceed at all level because it's against all the laws. The political constitution of El Salvador and the political constitution of Argentina. That's why we are not acting as Salvadorians. We are acting as Argentinians, not as Salvadorians. So that means they cannot continue violating the law, because the law of Argentina is law of El Salvador. They can never deny the recognition of the law. The law is the law. The law regarding the international treaties. Thank you very much, people of the world. Thank you for your attention. I think that God will help us from now on, and thank you for your attention.